Evening, everyone. It's Wednesday night at 7:10, the 8th of July. This is video number 321. And again, I remind you to please subscribe. Okay, so the market was a little wishy-washy early. Then Fed President Bullard spoke, gave a pretty positive outlook, and the market started higher. We finished the day up 177 in the Dow, or 0.68%. And as usual, the NASADAQ was the leader, up 148, or 1.44%. S&P up 2562, or 7.8%. The Russell lagged behind at 0.81% on an $11 gain. And as usual, the transports brought up the rear, up 43.82, or under a 0.5%, 0.47. Advanced declines were roughly 1.4 to 1 on both the New York and the NASDAQ. Volume on the New York was pretty much unchanged and was 3 to 2 to the upside. As usual, I have a chart here on the screen. This is the US dollar, which I think really is running the show here. And as you can see, we broke down. I've discussed this for a couple of days, broke down to this area around 96.5, rallied back up under the line and closed up slightly, but not much, and then made a lower high today and closed on the low. The reason that I say this is running it is because we have positions in the gold and silver, and really commodities have a very bullish bent to them across the board. So today we sold out of some of our Newmont mining on the rally. We got $4.30 for our July 60 calls on the rally up here. This is tonight, basically unchanged, down $1.50. And so we got 430. They cost $1.47. They closed around 404. We also have Newmont. We have a spread on in the August expiration, long the 65, short the 70s. That spread closed at about $1.70 today. We're in it at $1.30. And last but not least, we have the silver. I think the silver will outperform the gold over time. I say that for a couple of reasons, and the main one, I guess, is that the silver is running a little bit behind the gold. As you can see, we're just breaking out. We just broke out here yesterday and closed on the high today, and we're about unchanged, up 0.04 today. So there's not much going on there. We're long some August silver calls at 72 cents. They closed at $1.04. So back to the US dollar, anything that is international that is priced in dollars, when the dollar goes down, has a bullish bent to it. So tonight, we have the oil closing at 40.90, which is just above the last closing high, recent closing high, up 28 cents. The gold, as I mentioned, 18.20, up 10.5. The silver, 19.16, up 46 cents. The reason that I like the silver is it's more approachable, where people would have a hard time buying multiple gold coins or gold bullion at 18.20 an ounce. And in the cash market, they're actually selling closer to a $2,000 an ounce price. The silver at $19 an ounce is very buyable, and it moves along with the gold. Also, the gold is within $100, or roughly 5% of its high, whereas the silver could go up 250% and still not make a new high. So I think the silver has a little bit more upside. Bitcoin today also, with the dollar week, closed 95.10, up 220. On the stock side, we had earnings from Bed Bath & Beyond. They were a miss. The stock has had a little run recently, closed 1041, up 17, and then reported the earnings, and fell back to 899, currently about 936. And along with their news of the bigger than expected loss, they're also going to be closing 20% of their stores. JP Morgan came out with an upgrade for NKLA, which had been down from about 60 to about 40 in the last week, and it closed 54.03, up 1380, or 34%. UAL that I mentioned this morning was giving warnings to, as I said, tens of thousands, turned out to be 36,000 employees, and the stock was down about $1.30 during the day, and closed pretty much unchanged, up or down a couple of pennies. Allstate was 88.22, up 443, on the news that it's buying another insurance company, National General. National General was 33.84, up 13.43 on the talk of the all-cash deal, so it was up 65%. And Twitter, who they say is thinking about having a higher tier subscription service, closed the day 35.41, up 242 on that news, 7.3%. On the Dow stocks, there were 22 Dow stocks up, 7 of them down, and RTX, Raytheon Technologies, was unchanged. The biggest movers were Apple, up 60 Dow points, Microsoft, up 32 Dow points, and Walmart, which was the big winner yesterday, down the equivalent of 17.5 Dow points, or roughly $2.50. All right, everyone, I'll be back in the morning. Don't forget to subscribe, and